I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time for Guillermo. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any other type of videos, or reviews, or topics, or reactions, or anything in between with movies, video games, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. Now, this is for Side by Side, which is a documentary produced by Keanu Reeves. He narrates it, he does interviews with a variety of directors and cinematographers, and the documentary came out around 2012, and it's about how we're going more into the digital age, film is being used less and less. Is this the death of film? How much better or worse is digital? And sort of that, not only a history lesson on film and digital, but you hear from James Cameron, you hear from Robert Rodriguez, you hear from David Fincher, and Richard Linklater, and Martin Scorsese, Danny Boyle, a variety, and also a lot of cinematographers as to, Christopher Nolan is in this, about their thoughts on this whole thing. And they make arguments for both sides. A lot of people, it's either more or for digital, much more for digital. Like Steven Soderbergh and Danny Boyle and James Cameron, Robert Rodriguez, they're definitely more for digital. And they don't have a love lost for film. But Christopher Nolan and his cinematographer, Wally Pfister, whatever, there's a few others that are still partial to the film. And I kind of like that there was, what I wouldn't call it one-sided. And I don't know how this would be enjoyed by a casual person. Because I think this is much more for someone who's really into filmmaking, or who's really into the art of filmmaking. Because I wouldn't say it's entertaining, but it is informative. And again, one person calls it, well, I'm not going to trade my oil paints for a set of crayons, and they're much more for film. Another goes, well, the benefits of digital. You don't have to wait for dailies, because with a film, you gotta wait till the next day. Well, immediately, I could see right then and there if we're getting it right. But on the flip side, goes, well, I can feel the texture, the grit, the grain in film. But someone goes, well, with digital, I got more of a scope to be creative. and you could do another take quickly. But on the flip side with film, when it's running, and again, it's nice that people have sort of different arguments. Some say that's better, some say that's worse. Some goes, well, on digital, you can do a take quickly, boom. It didn't work out. Okay, go back to your mark, 3, 2, 1, do it. And it makes things go faster. And John Malkovich is interviewed. He's like, yeah, what's annoying is waiting around, but with digital, you don't have to wait around, so that makes the process better. On the flip side, someone goes, well, when it's running, film is running, and you hear that, and you have the 10-minute reels, which is, I believe, as far as a film reel can go, is 10 minutes. It seems like people take it a bit more seriously. Like, hey, we're hearing the film running. That means money is running. Make sure you're super serious. Make sure you did everything right on point. So now you're more alert, and now you're less casual about it. I mentioned like John Malkovich, he likes digital, but Robert Downey Jr., he doesn't like the immediacy, because David Fincher tells a fun story about Zodiac where Robert Downey Jr. was getting pissed because it's like, I need breaks that you get with film. I need breaks, not this constant filming, because I need a break to go to my trailer and ease down. And then David Fincher said that Robert Downey Jr. will leave like mason jars of urine as protest for this, the constant filming, which happens with digital. Like Danny Boyle, he talks about how it went from filming a big movie like The Beach, he wasn't satisfied, but when he shot this smaller film digital, which was 28 Days Later, that was much more satisfying. And then they talked about the benefit of digital with editing. You get edited, but then someone else brings up the point, well, sure, but you can manipulate it to death. It does seem like more of the film is skewed towards more people are for digital. It seems like a lot more people are for digital. A lot more people love digital. You got George Lucas, of course. He's interviewed and about how he filmed Attack of the Clones with a digital camera. And on film, there's a limit to color balance. You got the red, the blue. To me, that's a good thing. Because one of the things I'm tired of, and I wish they went a bit more into this. They do a little bit, but more the positive. I wish there was someone out there to go more to the negative of this, like a bit further. Because they mentioned colorists and how you could color everything. The negative they go into that is the DP, the cinematographer. They have to fight with the colorist. No, this is how I want the film to look. But the colorist goes, well, you could do this and do that, and I'm the last guy, so tighten up the colors there. But I wish there was someone to talk about how, like me, I'm tired of the fucking filtered look of a lot of films of today. That's one of my issues with digital, is that things can look so fake. I do like this bit with Keanu Reeves. He brings that up to James Cameron about how are you believing anything anymore on screen? And for people who don't think James Cameron's an asshole, you see a little bit in this. Because how easily you get agitated. Because it's like he almost gets agitated with Keanu Reeves saying that. It's like, I'm sure you've been on a few film sets. When has anything been real? And it just proves more James Cameron is a douchebag. He's a good director. There was a time, I should say, he was a good director, but he's always been a fucking douchebag. And even that bit in the interview, he showcased he's a fucking douchebag. Yes, there was a time when it was real. When you're filming real fucking people and real fucking sets and real fucking locations. And real fucking lighting. Natural lighting. Jimmy. Aliens is more real than anything in fucking Avatar. Or your Avatar 2, 3, 4, 5 that you don't suppose, you make one day. Like I give a shit. Fuck Avatar. Fuck Jimmy Tammy. I like James Cameron when he was James Cameron, but he got the balls snipped. Now he's Jimmy Tammy. Fuck Jimmy Tammy. I respect James Cameron, not Jimmy Tammy. They do go a little bit into 3D, how people like James Cameron love 3D, but another person goes, I hate 3D, it's a marketing fucking scheme. I forget who said it, they were right, they said 3D was a fad, and they were right. Because even before theaters were done, at least they are right now, you didn't see much 3D movies coming out. I guess once in a while maybe there'd be a 3D showing, but that doesn't seem like a prominent fixture as it was back then. Again, I do like that it's not incredibly one-sided, that no one stick up for film. Because there's some stuff that showcases the film, don't leave film out. For example, if you store a film the right way, it could last 100 years. Digital, if a hard drive gets wiped out, you're done. With film, again, you store it properly, it could last 100 years. And that's why you can find stuff from 1800s. Have some light on it. I mean, for me, I think there's room for both. Yes, there are movies I enjoy that are digital and they worked well in digital front. Very interesting with the way they were filmed and detailed and colored. But I do, if you're asking to pick a preference, I would say film, because there is that tangible grit and grain to it. And to have to use natural lighting. So it's not really just film, but just the old school techniques that we're not using anymore, that I think is an issue. I think it's a definitive issue. I really do. By the way, it's an interesting conversation, debate. I mean, it was cool to have Keanu Reeves there, narrating, and then interviewing, meeting all these guys like David Lynch and such. And yeah, that was cool to see. That was cool to see, because I'm a big Keanu Reeves fan. And listen, so if you're at all interested in film itself, in the, I don't want to say history of film, but the culture of film itself, like I said, at the very least, it's cool to have Keanu Reeves talk with all these different types of directors. Like I said, I don't know how much entertainment factor you'll get out of this. It's much more of an informative piece than for entertainment. Although, again, once in a blue moon, there's a moment that made me laugh, like the David Fincher telling the Robert Downey Jr. story. So, yeah, I don't know how much for casual. Because it goes into how 2K came about, and 4K, and red digital camera, and all that jazz. So with that said, I liked it for what it was. It's not something I would rewatch a lot, but it was nice to see at least once. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.